Good morning, students. Yesterday we have discussed the poem. Now today we are going to discuss about the figures of speech. Now figures of speech are mostly used in the poems. Now what are the figures of speech? Listen here, the word itself, figures of speech. The way of talking, the modes of talking. That is the figures of speech. And in poems we use these figures of speech in order to explain the terms. So in daily life also we use these figures of speech. If we have to say, suppose the moon is white, so it will not be clear what type of whiteness, but if we say the moon is as white as snow, so there it will be clear to us that just like snow, moon is white. Okay. So to make it better understanding, to make it more that is convincing to others, we use different modes of expressions, and that is the figure of speech. So in daily life also many times we compare the things, then non-living things, we give the human qualities there. So these are all the things. Sometimes we say, oh life, oh luck, मेरे luck ने मेरा साथ नहीं दिया. In this way we use these types of the figures of speech. So that is all what these are the different modes of the speech, and mostly these modes are used in the poem. So after poem we have to discuss some of the figures of speech. Here in the first poem, A Time to Believe, there we got two figures of speech, that is the personification and the epigram. Okay, personification means the non-living things are given the human quality, and second one you got it, the epigram means the sentence itself becomes very common statement, that after many years also we use this sentence as an epigram. Okay, so yesterday I told you a thing of beauty is a joy forever. So this is a very famous poem by John Keats, but this line became very famous and it is known as the epigram. It has become a statement. Everyone uses it. So now all the words are stage. So this is also a very famous poem by Shakespeare, and this has also become a famous statement. So that is also an epigram. So when the particular sentence, it relates with our life and it continues to relate with our life, so that becomes a statement. So that is epigram. So we have seen two figures of speech in the poem, A Time to Believe, that is epigram and personification. But now we are going to discuss, just after the poem, we will discuss 4 or 5 figures of speech. So today we will discuss some very basic figures of speech there. First one, that is simile. So simile, that is comparison. Comparison between two objects using words as and like. So these words, if we see a comparison between the two objects are done, then that is simile, and it is very common figure of speech. Okay, but you should have these words as and like. So that is our comparison. So this comparison between the two objects. Objects means they can be living or they can be non-living objects. Okay. So first example we will see here. Suppose it is his brain is like a computer. Okay. His brain is like a computer. One more example, that is the moon is as white as snow. Okay. So here like and as words are used and two things are compared here. So it can be living and non-living, as I told you earlier. So his brain is compared to a computer. So from this like a computer, we come to know about the level of his brain. Second, the moon is as white as snow. The whiteness of the moon is compared to a snow. So here also we come to know about the whiteness of the moon. So while writing here, name and explain the figures of speech. So when we are explaining this figure of speech, first we have to write the name of the figure of speech, that is simile, and then we will write it as simile. Then we will write it as his brain his brain. This will be in single inverted comma as we have taken these words from the poem itself, from the line itself. His brain is compared to a computer. Okay, so that will be our figure of speech simile. And not only we have to name it, we have to explain that line why it is simile. Okay, and in the second one you will write it the moon. Again you will write down the first the name of the figure of speech, that is simile. Underline it, your dash. Then the moon is compared to snow. Okay, the moon is compared to snow, or you can write the whiteness of the moon is compared to snow. That also you can write it. The whiteness of the moon is compared to a snow. Now listen here, the next figure of speech, which is just same as the simile, but there the words are not used. So that is so the second figure of speech is, listen here, that is metaphor. Okay, in metaphor also there is a comparison between two objects. So that is here we get implied comparison, we can say, or the direct comparison we can say. That is implied comparison. Implied comparison. Okay, implied comparison between two objects. Implied comparison between two objects. But listen here, implied comparison between two objects. Here the words. Okay, this is comparison. We will get it so that it will be visible. Implied comparison between the two objects. So here again I told you the objects may be living or non-living objects. Okay, but here that is the difference between simile and metaphor. Here as and like words are not at all used. So here as and like words are not at all used. So we can take the first example as saying that is his brain is computer. Okay, you get the same meaning there. His brain is computer. Okay, the same meaning is there, but here like word is not at all used. So you get it. You better understand this. His brain is how sharp his brain might be, that it is compared to a computer. Okay. Now second example, if I say ministers are the pillars of the state. Okay, ministers are the pillars of the state. So here that is ministers are compared to the pillars. As pillars we know in the buildings the pillars play the main role, because on the pillars the building stands. Okay, if the pillars are strong then the building will be strong. So ministers are the pillars of the state. Means ministers are just like the pillars. Okay, so if ministers, they control the state, if ministers are strong, then then they can rule over the state properly. So here when we are writing the explanation, we have to write it metaphor. First we will write the name of the figure of the speech, that is metaphor, and then we will give that is comparison. Here implied comparison. Implied comparison between his brain, as his brain we are taking it from the poem. Okay, so we will put it in the single inverted commas, his brain and computer. Okay, so this is our first explanation. So our question is name and explain the figure of speech. So just giving the name will not be sufficient there. So next explanation will be in the second. Again you will write down the name metaphor, and the explanation will be again here See here, ministers are the pillars of the states. So that is implied comparison, or you can directly write it. Ministers are compared to the pillars. Okay, implied comparison between ministers and pillars. So we have compared the ministers with the pillars. So that is implied comparison between ministers and the pillars. Now we have seen the two figures of speech, simile and metaphor. Both are same, but in simile, as and like words are used. Okay, that's why his brain is like a computer. The moon is as white as snow. Okay, and here we have to give not only the name but also the explanation of the figure of speech. And here in metaphor again there is a comparison between the two objects, and as I told you, the two objects can be living or the non-living objects. Okay, so his brain is computer. Here that is the implied comparison is there, or you can say it direct comparison. Okay, so that is ministers are the pillars of the state. So this is also one of the examples there. So this is metaphor and simile. Now we are going to do with the next figure of speech, that is listen here, our next figure of speech is personification. From the word is for person. It states us that we are personifying something. Means non-living things are personified, or non-living things are given the human quality. So here we can write it, non-living things. Non-living things are personified or given the human quality. So see the examples here. If you can't see it properly, listen here. So non-living things are given the human quality or they are personified. Okay. So in poems, mostly we read such sentences: stones weep and the leaves dance. So the earth smiles. In these types of sentence we see in the poem. So that is what? That is the personification. We personify non-living things. That is, we give the human quality to the non-living things. So here first example, the earth smiles when it rains. Okay, first example. Second, we will take it as leaves dance when it breezes. Okay, breezes means हवा जब चलती है. Okay, so that is there. So here again we will explain the figure of speech. So the earth smiles. First we will write down the personification. Okay, see the spelling there. Okay, you have to write it person and then personification, ification is there. Okay, so see the spelling there. So here non-living thing, you can write it. Non-living thing, that is earth is given the human quality of smile. So what is that in the first one? That is the earth smiles when it rains. Okay, you can write from here also. Earth is given the human quality of smiling. Okay, in the second one you can write it again. You have to write first the name of the figure of speech, personification. Okay, first you will write down the name, then just underline it, give a dash. Then here leaves dance. Leaves Leaves are given the human quality of dancing. Leaves are given the human quality of dancing. And these words which you are taking from the poem, okay, which you are getting as to identify the figure of speech, that you have to write in single inverted commas. And if you underline these words, okay, highlight it, so it will be more better, as your presentation will be good there. Okay, now the next figure of speech which we are getting is see the next figure of speech now, that is apostrophe. Okay. Now listen here, see the spelling there, apostrophe. A-P-O-S-T-R-O-P-H-E. Now listen here the abstract things are addressed. Okay, as they are standing before us. Now you will ask, what are the abstract things? Okay, abstract things are addressed. Okay, as they are standing before us. Now, what are the abstract things? Abstract things, that means, okay, the things which we cannot touch or see, but we can feel it. Okay, that they are the abstract things. Now, honesty, freedom, liberty, luck, life, death. So these are the abstract things. So these are addressed, and we are habitual of saying this. Oh life, what you have done with me. Oh luck, you didn't favor me. So we are habitual and we use it in our daily speaking also. So these abstract things are addressed as they are standing before us. So we will see the example. Suppose that is in the first. Oh life, you play a game. Okay. You play a game. Okay, these examples. Suppose next example, oh death. You come without warning. You come without warning. Okay, and next you can get it. See, suppose, oh luck, you always cheat me. Okay, so oh luck, oh life, oh death. So these are addressed. Okay, oh life, oh death, oh luck. These are abstract things. We know they are not the solid things which we could touch or see. But these are, oh honesty. Suppose that is honesty also the abstract thing. So these are the things which we could feel it. So we are talking to these things as they are standing before us. So that is the apostrophe. So when you will explain this, okay, at the time of explanation, you will write down apostrophe. Apostrophe. Okay, you will write down just, and that is the abstract thing. Abstract thing, that is, suppose you are taking the first abstract thing, life. Life is addressed. Okay, in each and every you will write it the same manner. Abstract thing, death is addressed. Abstract thing, luck is addressed. Okay, so 4 figures of speech we have done it. The first one is simile, then metaphor, then personification, and then apostrophe. So simile, that is the comparison between the two objects using the words as and like. So that is the examples we have taken. That is, his brain is like a computer. The moon is as white as snow. Okay. Second one, metaphor. Again, comparison between the two objects, but without using the words as and like. So that is, his brain is computer. Ministers are the pillars of the state. Camel is the ship of the desert, if I say. So that is also the metaphor. The next figure of speech that we have done is, that is personification. Personification means the non-living things are given the human quality, and non-living things are given the human quality, or they are personified. Personified means they are given the human quality. Earth smiled, leaves danced, stones wept. Okay, so these are the personification. And then next we have done it apostrophe, the fourth one. Okay, in apostrophe, that is the abstract things are addressed as they are standing before us. So Olaf or that Olaf. So that is Olaf, you play a game. Yeah, Olaf, you always favors me. You cheats me. So in this way you can write it. Okay, so these are the 4 figure of speech basic, and we will continue with every poem the figures of speech. Now listen here the homework. I will give you some sentences and you have to pick out the figures of speech among these 4 only. Okay? Among these 4 only you will get the sentences. Write down the sentences as homework. So you have to do these 4 sentences as homework and you have to pick out the figures of speech. Among these 4 only you will get it here, the figure of speech. Okay. The question will be name and explain the figures of speech. There will be S form there. So it can be there more than one figure of speech in a particular sentence. So after completing this topic, okay, we will discuss about 1 or 2 figures of speech in the particular sentence. Okay.